all your sincerity to be our well-devoted student. As I said very often, from one moment to another moment, without ocean, fishermen will lose their job. Without the land, the farmers will lose their job. Without well-devoted students like you, any spiritual master will lose the opportunity to share beautiful light. For that reason, it is not only you who deeply thank you to all of us. We here in Spiritual Compassion also want to say thank you for your coming this day. In this occasion, I will let you know that the weather here in Ashram Avalokiteswara is very supportive. Even though now we are in the raining season, most of the time here, when in the raining season, cloudful. Most of the time there are a lot of fog here, but strangely, as soon as I'm ready to share the light to all of you, there are beautiful sunshine. Yesterday, this morning, the day before yesterday, full of fog here. But strangely, as soon as I'm ready to share the light to all of you, there are beautiful sunshine. Just beginning few minutes ago. Hopefully it is a good omen to all of us that the light which is flowing through me will dispel countless inner darkness. As I publish in social media, especially 33 minutes after 11, we are going to do guided meditation. And this evening, there will be a new session. The title of the session this evening is Healing from Inside. Before we do guided meditation, by the time we are waiting for thousands of our friends who are joining our guided meditation this afternoon, as usual, I will refresh your memory about the last presentation. The last presentation is bad weather makes good timber. Bad weather makes good timber. As we all know and as we all experience ourselves, the challenges of our time is very challenging. The challenges of our time is very challenging. Billions of people lost their job. There are economic slowdown everywhere. In some corner of the world, there are conflicts. But do not worry. As I keep sharing to all of you, without blowing wind, the kite will never fly. Without the mud, the lotus will never bloom. Without hot sunshine, the flower will never bloom beautifully. In a simple but deep language, this long pandemic crisis is like a very hot sunshine. The very hot sunshine can make some of the grass dry, but the very hot sunshine can make some of other flower bloom. Now it is totally up to you whether you will belong to the dry grass or you will belong to the blooming flower. In order to help beautiful friends and beautiful soul bloom in this long pandemic crisis, now contemplate deeply. Contemplate deeply. Bad weather makes good timber. Hot sunshine is not here to make our soul dry, but to make our flower bloom. To refresh your memory, just to refresh your memory, let me repeat again my last presentation. There are 3 subtopics behind the title of Bad Weather Makes Good Timber. First of all, remember to see all difficulty and challenges of life. See all of them as a beautiful inner angel. If you lose the job, for example, it does not mean that you are being punished by God. No, no, no. Transform the difficulty of losing the job into a beautiful inner angel. How? Those difficulties and challenges are like sandpaper which softening the stone which is ready to become a Buddha statue. If you look at all difficulty and challenges of life in a much more positive way, those challenges are not here to threaten yours. They are not here to threaten your soul journey. They are here to strengthen your soul journey. First of all, remember, see difficulties and challenges of life as a beautiful inner angel. They are here not to threaten you, but they are here to guard you. They are here to be your own guardian angel. The most important thing, remember, they are not here to punish you, but they are here to help you to grow into a much more mature way. The first part of bad weather makes you good timber. Look at all difficulty and challenges of life as a beautiful inner angel, the guardian angel. As a practical step, do not forget, be careful of all the energy draining that come out from the critical and negative mind. The more negative your mind, the more critical your mind, the more there will be energy draining come out from the mind. In order to put challenges of life as a beautiful inner angel, stop all the energy draining that come out from the mind. How? Meditation is one of the important steps. Positive and holistic thinking, another second step. Surround yourself with the more optimistic friends, the third step. There are a lot of things to do, but the most important thing, the sooner you stop the energy draining that come out from the mind, the better. That is the way how to transform the challenges of life into a beautiful guardian angel. The first part in the story of bad weather makes good timber. The second chapter is remember to take good care of your inner orphan. In different degree, we all have inner orphan inside ourselves. What I mean by inner orphan is the part of ourselves that we tend to be neglected. It can be the form of the hair, it can be the nose, it can be the dark past, like sexual harassment, it can be the trauma because of having divorced parents, it can be being bullied in the time of the school, the part of ourselves that we tend to hide, the parts of ourselves that we can to bury it inside. Some of you who learn deep psychology know, the more you try to hide the inner orphan, the more they will disturb you. the more you try to bury it inside, the more it will appear in the form of sadness, angry, bad mood, or even chronic illness. For that reason, in order to embody the idea of bad weather makes good timber, remember to take good care of the inner orphan, to take good care the parts of ourselves that we tend to neglect, we tend to bury it, we tend to hide inside. How? First of all, whenever you are visited by bad memory, bad mood, or suddenly you feel angry without any reason, bring some balancing energy inside. It can be listening to the beautiful music, it can be reading to the Holy Scripture, it can be watching a movie which brings some light into your own inner darkness. The most important thing is bring some balancing energy inside. The second one, look at those the dark past, like being bullied in the cycle of school time, divorced parent, or failure in workplace. Look at them as a teacher which is rich of lesson. Those failure, those dark past, they do not belong to the Satan. Those dark paths, they belong to the light also. As soon as you see the beautiful lesson behind, remember, focus on the lesson, not the punishment. When you are bullied in the past, or you have sexual harassment in young age, you are not punished by those experiences, but they are here to give you some beautiful lesson. The dark experience of being bullied in school age, for example, use it as a lesson to be a beautiful parent one day when you have a kid. Use it a source of light one day when you become a teacher, for example. Remember, focus on the lesson, not the punishment. The third one, in taking good care of the inner orphan, remember to embrace and synthesize. Without darkness, there will be no light. Without night, there will be no beautiful day. In the same way, without failure, we will never experience any beautiful success. Without the dark past, soul will never missing the light. For that reason, remember to synthesize those dark parts, as simple as the symbol of yin yang from the elder in China. How deep you meditate, how deep you pray, there is always the bright and the dark part inside. But remember, inside the bright part, there is dark circle. Inside the dark part, there is white circle. It happened to all souls, include the Buddha. Remember, I keep sharing to all of you, even the Holy Soul committed mistake in young age as part of the journey of being mature. In order to heal the inner orphan, the parts of ourselves that we tend to neglect. Remember, all of us have the dark and the bright part. Let me repeat again. Without darkness, there will be no light. Without sadness, someone will never experience any deep happiness. For that reason, embrace, synthesize those inner orphan. because it is hard to imagine that you can succeed in this challenging time if you are full of sadness, if you are full of bad mood, if you have full of angry inside. And the root of angry inside, darkness, bad mood, it is taking good care of the inner orphan, taking good care of the part of ourselves that we tend to neglect, the parts of ourselves that we tend to hide. At the peak of the journey, remember the beautiful circle of yin yang. No matter how perfect your enlightenment is inside us, there is always both dark part and the bright part, and both of them are belong to us. That is the second chapter in Bad Weather Makes Good Timber. The third chapter, remember to use your second brain. The first brain is located in the head. The second brain is located here around your chest. The language of the first brain is cleverness, but the language of the second brain is kindness. While the first brain tend to build wall that supporting you with the others, the second brain love to build bridge that connecting you to the others. Listen to your second brain. Remember to balance the first brain of cleverness with the second brain of kindness. So that's why His Holiness Dalai Lama keep repeating the same message. Cleverness without kindness is dangerous. Head without heart is dangerous, especially in this cycle of challenging time. Kindness is very important. Finding people who are very clever nowadays are easy. Some of them even have PhD degree. Finding university graduate nowadays is very easy. But discovering someone who is clever and also beautiful heart, that is very rare. That is very rare. That's why I put in the third chapter of Bad Weather Makes Good Timber. Remember to listen to your second brain. Do not rely on cleverness only. Listen also the voice of kindness inside. Do not rely on brain only. Listen also to the voice of your heart. You know, the distance between head and heart is not too long, but the journey from cleverness to kindness is a very long journey. Especially to some of you who are well educated, who have high degree from university, it is hard. But no matter how hard the spiritual journey, learn to balance cleverness with kindness. How? Remember the lesson in the beginning. Without mud, there will be no lotus flower. Without sunshine, there will be no blooming flower. In the same way, without bad people, you will never know how beautiful the good people is. And in the depth of the deep, remember, we are all the same. We are all the same. No matter you are Buddhist, Hindus, Christian, Catholic, Muslim, even atheist, no matter whatever your religion, we are all the same. We do not want to suffer. We all want to be happy. That is the language of the second brain. If you combine between putting the challenges of the time as a beautiful guardian angel, you take good care of the inner orphan, and listening to the second brain, which is the heart, hopefully you can become a good timber in the midst of bad weather. That is the conclusions of my last presentation. Bad weather makes good timber. Now already 33 minutes past 11. We are going to meditate. A good news to all of you, a good news. Hopefully this evening there will be a translation in Bahasa Indonesia. It has been prepared actually. It has been, hopefully there will be no technical problem. This evening there will be translation in Bahasa Indonesia. Good news for some friends who have limited knowledge about English. Sahabat berbahasa Indonesia, ada berita bagus. Sore ini akan ada teks terjemahan dalam bahasa Indonesia. Bagi sahabat yang ingin mengerti dalam ringkasan cerita 3 hari ini dalam bahasa Indonesia, bisa dibaca di situs belkedamaian.org. Ringkasan bahasa Indonesia dari sesi 3 hari ini, judulnya Healing from Inside, ada di situs belkedamaian.org. Forgive me, I have to speak in Bahasa a little bit just to refresh the memory of my Indonesian friends, because the summary of this topic in 3 days has been written in Bahasa Indonesia. You can read it in belkedamaian.org. Now we are entering guided meditation. My holy Guru, wherever you are, the living Guru, the Holy Scriptures Guru, the symbolical Guru, the secret Guru, kindly allow me to be your own humble servant. First of all, beautiful friends, remember to cross your leg. Please do not watch my guided meditation by the time that you are driving a car or riding bicycle. Please don't, because the vibrations of my voice tend to make you a little bit sleepy. It is dangerous. If you want to watch my guided meditation, don't drive the car, don't ride motorcycle. First of all, cross your leg. The second one, make your back, head and straight but relaxed. Your wings, make it as natural as possible. No need to make it too open, no need to make it too close. The positions of your hands, totally up to you. Just in case your religion order you to put your hand in certain position, feel free. Like the Hindus suggest it to be like this, to release Sattvam, Rajas, Tamas, the bad, the good, the right and the wrong, just let it go. In order to meet the full moon inside, the perfection, Sang Yang Ambang, the ultimate silent. The Buddhists, if your source of light is in the east, like the Buddha Sakyamuni, here is the positions of your hand. If your source of light is in the west, like me, the positions of the hand like this. Follow Borobudur. And other religions, totally up to you. As long as you feel relaxed, calm, and natural. Open your eyes a little bit. The rest, kindly allow me to be your own guide. Now we are going to meditate. In the more advanced level, to meditate is to take a perfect rest. Whatever the blessing of this moment, simply rest in this moment as it is. Rest, that is the key word, rest. The reason I keep guiding you to rest the mind, Not only it is written in certain holy scripture, but because the most of energy drain come out from negative and conflicting mind. As soon as you rest your mind in this moment as it is, most of the energy drain that come out from negative and critical mind will totally stop. Again, the innermost core of meditation is to take a perfect rest. Whatever the blessing of this moment, from numbness until peace of mind, rest. Especially because anything that happens in this universe is the dance of the same perfection. Anything, the bad, the good, the sad, the glad, sorrow, joy, pain, pleasure, are all part of the dance of the same perfection. Rest, beautiful soul. Rest, beautiful heart. Rest. In the meditative step, the way to rest the mind is by filling the gap between two breaths, between in breath and out breath. There is a gap between out breath and in breath. There is a gap less than 1 second. Learn to rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. That is what I mean by resting in this moment as it is. Rest. The gap between two breaths is like the anchor which is connecting the mind into the present moment. The more you feel the gap between two breaths, the more you bring the ship of mind into the beach of peace, which is the present moment. The mind can jump into 1,000 directions, but without any guilty feeling. Simply bring the mind back to the gap between two breaths without any guilty feeling. Here in Ashram Avalokiteswara in high mountain, northern part of Bali, we hear the voice of the car in the long distance. Use any voice in your place as holy bell to return back to the gap between two breaths. Any voice, from car alarm, the voice of motorcycle, the singing children, use all of them as holy bell to return back to the gap between two breaths. One of the analogy that I keep sharing to all of you, suffering mind is like ship in the ocean which is full of waves, going up when being praised, going down when being blamed, going up in pleasure, going down in pain, and filling the gap between two breaths is the anchor that connecting ship of the mind to the beach of peace. For that reason, always bring the mind back to the gap between two breaths. In the land of snow, Tibet, there is an old saying like this: dry season does not reduce the amount of water in the universe. Raining season does not increase the amount of water in the universe. The same thing happened to sad, glad, sorrow, joy, pain, pleasure. They do not increase something, they do not decrease something. Rest, beautiful soul, rest, beautiful heart. Rest in this moment as it is, rest. If you believe in God, everything is the smile of the same God. If you are students on the path of the Buddha, everything is the smile of the same Buddha. Rest, beautiful soul, rest. As dolphin beautify the ocean by being dolphin, butterfly beautify the garden by being butterfly. You are beautifying life by being yourself as you are. Once again, as you are. Rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. Some of you who learn the connection between science and spirituality know all problems come from contracted awareness. All solutions come from expanded awareness. The more you rest the mind at the gap between two breaths, the more you grow from contracted awareness to expanded awareness. Rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. If you read the Journal of Neuroscience, you will know the more you rest the mind, the flow of the blood into the brain will become easier. As a result, brain will produce more growth hormone rather than health hormone. Since the brain is master organ inside our body, in the moment when the brain healthier, the other organ in the body also getting healthier. In this spirit, always remember to rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. If you spend much time in open nature, you understand the most important reason why the age of nature is far longer than the age of human being. Because nature, like clouds, sky, they are resting in themselves as they are. Sky rests as the sky, clouds rest as the clouds. In the same way, the more you rest the mind at the gap between two breaths, the more the probability that you have longer and healthier life. Rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. Remember, beautiful soul, behind all disease, there is always self-denial. Behind all disease, there is always self-denial. The good news is, when you bring self-acceptance inside, you bring beautiful medicines to any disease that you have inside. And resting the mind at the gap between two breaths is a perfect kind of self-acceptance. If you have your mind keep jumping from the past into the future, from one bad memory into another good memory, no worry, no worry. It happened to all people. It happened to all beginners. No worry. No need to blame yourself. No need to judge yourself. Simply bring the mind back to the gap between two breaths. Anything that happened in this moment, thought, emotion, they are all like clouds. Numbness is like dark clouds. Peace of mind is like white clouds. But you are not the clouds. You are the witnessing sky. Bring the mind to the gap between two breaths. Anything that appear in your mind and your emotion, like the car that coming and going, whatever appear in your mind, in your thought, in your emotion, they are all like car or motorcycle that coming and going. And remember, you are not those coming and going dark and white clouds. You are the witnessing blue sky. Rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. Professor Daniel Goleman, professor of psychology from Harvard University, share beautiful news in YouTube. Daniel Goleman shared in YouTube that the deeper your meditation, the closer you are to the gamma wave of the brain. Daniel Goleman even shared in YouTube, in certain corner of Himalaya, there are high level of yogi who can enter the stage of gamma, the stage of enlightenment, within less than 3 seconds. The good news for you is, the more you rest the mind at the gap between two breaths, the more you grow from beta to alpha, from alpha to theta, from theta to delta. If you are blessed, you can enter the gate of gamma, the gate of peace and perfect enlightenment. No need to be in a hurry. Simply rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. Since this is very important, let me repeat once again. All problems come from contracted awareness. All solutions come from expanded awareness. And you can grow from contracted awareness, which is the source of all problems, into expanded awareness, which is the source of all solution, by keep resting the mind at the gap between two breaths. The idea of the gap is not only important in connection with the breath. The idea of the gap also can be applied to any movement of daily life. Like what I do in my daily life. When I sweep the floor, between the first and the second movement of the hand, there is the gap. Between second movement to the third movement of the hand, there is the gap. If you keep connecting yourself with the gap, you always bring your mind to the beach of peace. Not only sweeping the floor, you can apply it when you wash the dishes. You can apply it when you are typing in your computer. From one movement to another movement, from one movement to another movement, there is a gap. Use it as the anchor that connecting the mind with the beach of peace, which is in the present moment. In the ancient time, the idea that meditation is medication only written in the Holy Scripture in the ancient times. But in our cycle of time, the idea of meditation is medication has been concluded in many well-known universities in the world. First of all, meditation can strengthen your immune system. Secondly, meditation can calm your brain. Thirdly, meditation can make your brain grow from beta to alpha, from alpha to theta, from theta to delta, from delta to gamma. And whatever the explanation is, always remember to rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. As I keep writing in social media, especially, whatever the blessing of this moment, remember, accept, flow, smile. That is the stairway to heaven, the heaven of this moment. Accept, flow, smile. That is stair to heaven of this moment. Accept, flow, smile. Remember to rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. Without darkness, there will be no light. Without mud, there will be no lotus flower. In the same way, without bad mood, there will be no good mood. What meditation suggests to you, simply rest the mind at the gap between two breaths. After spending long enough time resting the mind at the gap between two breaths, now learn to forgive, especially because without forgiving, the soul will never grow and glow. Without forgiving, soul will never grow and glow. First of all, visualize the first crying baby on your left hand. It is the symbol of soul wound that come from the past. It can be the bad memories of trauma, sexual harassment, the angry parent, being bullied by friends in this time of school, any bad memories from soul wound from the past. Visualize them in the form of crying baby on your left hand. Now learn to forgive yourself. The meditative approach of forgiving yourself is giving space without any resistance. No matter how dark your past is, give them space without any resistance. From the angry parent, the angry teacher, boy or girlfriend who left you behind, simply give space to those bad memories without any resistance. That is the meditative approach of forgiving yourself, giving space without any resistance. The more you give space to those bad memories, the less they will visit you again. The more you give you space to those dark past, the less they will appear in the form of bad mood, angry without reason. Remember, forgive yourself by giving space without any resistance. As you all know, even the Holy Soul committed mistakes in the beginning as part of the journey of being mature. Sri Ram in Hindus shot Subali at the age of 7. Prince Siddhartha in Buddhism left behind his father and wife early in the morning. If the Holy Soul committed mistakes in the beginning, the same things also happen to the commoner like us. For that reason, learn to forgive yourself by giving space without any resistance to all those memories of the past. Give space without any resistance. That is the meditative approach of forgiving yourself. After forgiving yourself, now learn to forgive the others. To forgive someone who hurt you in the past, someone who harmed you in the past. It can be angry parents, it can be angry teachers, it can be naughty friends, it can be boyfriend, girlfriend who left you behind in the teenager's age. Call the memories of the person who harmed you in the past and visualize them as the second crying baby on your right hand. In order to make the lotus of forgiving bloom inside, now deeply contemplate It is not violence. It is not violence which makes the others harm you in the past. It was not violence, but deep soul wound. It is not only you who are wounded in the past. The person who wounded you were also wounded even worse. We are wounded by the parent were wounded by grandparent, the grandparent were wounded by their parent. That is the chain of suffering in the samsaric realm. And you can cut the chain of suffering by sincerely forgive. Remember, it was not violence who made them harm you. It was soul wound. Now visualize the first crying baby, which is your soul wound, giving lotus of forgiving to the second crying baby on your right hand, which is the soul wound of the person who harmed you in the past. At the same time, remember the most beautiful message of the late Nelson Mandela. Without forgiving, you will bring portable prison wherever you go. Without forgiving, there will be no bright future. Forgiving certainly does not change the past, but forgiving certainly changes the present into much more peaceful way. Forgiving does not automatically change the others, but forgiving automatically changes yourself. For that reason, visualize the crying baby on your left hand, your soul wound, giving the lotus of forgiving to the crying baby on your right hand, the soul wound of the person who wounded you in the past. It has been published by countless psychologists and psychiatrists. It has been published by countless psychiatrists and psychologists. In our cycle of time, forgiving is the most beautiful medicine. In our cycle of time, forgiving is the most beautiful medicine. It opens countless spiritual gates from joy, happiness, peace, health. Countless spiritual gates are open when you sincerely forgive. Visualize the crying baby on your left hand, giving the lotus of forgiving to the crying baby on your right hand. In order to perfect your soul journey, now visualize, now we call the white light of Father from the sky and the red light of Mother from the earth. White light of Father from the sky entering your crown chakra and rest in the fourth chakra of the heart. The red light Mother of the earth entering your first chakra, also resting in the fourth chakra of the heart. Both white light Father from the sky, red light Mother from the earth, giving birth to the light of love. Visualize there is a pink light of love in your heart. Now share the light of love to every single cell in your body, especially the part of your body which is painful. If you have pain in the head, share the light of love to the head. If you have problem with your leg, share the light of love to your leg. That is how to become the best healer to yourself. Now share the light of love to the person you love, from mommy to daddy, brothers and sisters, and close friend. Feel the energy of gratitude inside because you have loving father and mother. You have beautiful friends because gratitude is the most real manifestations of love. Share the energy of gratitude to the loving ones. Now share the energy of gratitude to the people who harmed you in the past, because they make you more patient. They make you wiser from time to time. They make you much more mature. Send the energy of gratitude to those harming enemies in the past. Now send the same energy of gratitude to the lower, middle and upper realm, from hell, Satan, Gumatat Gumitit, animal, plant, Momadi Wang Samar, human beings, demigods, gods, and all realm in samsaric realm, lower, middle, upper. Sending love to the realm of Dharma Protector, Mother Kiwa, Father Tengen, Dragon, Garuda, Lion, Tiger. Sending the light of love to the realm of Arahat and realm of Bodhisattva. By the time that you are sending light of love to lower, middle and upper realms, let me sing the song of love from the island of love, Bali. This is the song of love from the island of love, Bali. Remember, by sending your love to lower, middle and upper realm, you make your love unlimited and unconditional. Here is the song of love from the island of love, Bali. Putri Chaneng Ayu Ngijang Chaneng Yuma Meme luas malu Kapakan belanja Hapang ada darang nasi Life is like staying in the hotel. Sometimes the guest is sadness, the other time the guest is happiness. Sometimes the guest is pain, some other time the guest is pleasure. No matter who the guests are, keep smiling, beautiful soul, keep smiling. They are all part of the same dancings of God. They are all parts of the smiling of the same Buddha. Me titiang iring nongos titiang yuma sambilang mapun pun ajak titiang dadwe dimulih yang gapin. As soon as you open your eyes, remember to whisper deeply into your soul the beautiful mantra of Aham Prema 3 times, meaning I am love, who is here to share love. Now together we open our eyes and together we whisper the beautiful mantra of Aham Prema 3 times. Aham Prema, Aham Prema, Aham Prema. I am love, who is here to share love. Whenever you have sadness, bad mood, or angry without any reason, or you feel the attendance of bad spirit, remember to whisper deep into your soul the beautiful mantra of Aham Prema, meaning I am love, who is here to share love. Thank you, beautiful heart, beautiful friends, beautiful soul, for following our guided meditation. Remember, this evening, 6 o'clock Bali time, I will share to you the new story of healing from inside. Human body can be healed not only by the medicine that come from outside. Human body also can be healed by the medicine that come from inside. Many alternatives that are available. First of all is the placebo effect. Placebo effect means you are healed by your own faith, your own belief. This is not a new story anyway. It's a long story. It has been widely researched. But the part of the secret that I am going to open to you is the deeper layer of placebo effect. Someone is healed not by pharmaceutical medicine that come from outside, but by the medicine that come from inside, which is your own faith and belief. The second source of inner medicines is the appropriate nutrition. There is an old holy scripture, 5,000 years or more. The beautiful saying is like this: if you consume the wrong food, any medicines will not help. If you consume the right food, any medicines will not be needed. For that reason, we will learn about the best nutrition. It is an art actually. There is no quick fix in the appropriate nutrition. It is an art. Even the same food, but the same food to the same body, the function is different from one cycle of time to another cycle of time. In young age, I drink a lot of water. But as soon as I enter the age of 50, it is dangerous drinking too much water, prostate, In young age, I am the good friend of coffee. I consume a lot of coffee. Nothing happened with my heart, my cardiovascular system. Nothing happened. Coffee helped me to boost my energy in young age, 40 or 30. But in old age, it is dangerous drinking too much coffee. It is not only disturb the quality of the sleep, but also it can disturb the heart. Yeah. There are two human body that I know deeply. First of all, of course, my own body. I have been the good friend of my body for more than 55 years. I am now approaching 60. The second body that I know very deep is the body of my wife. We grew together for more than 42 years together. In some part, our body are the opposite. My wife loves milk, but my body hates the milk. My body loves C vitamin, but my wife do not like the C vitamin. Different. But one thing for sure, learn to be sensitive to the unique characteristic of your body, because the one who knows your body best is your own body. Remember, the one who knows your body best is your own body, not medical doctor, not psychologist, not psychiatrist, not psychiatrist, not even a spiritual teacher like me. The one who knows your body best is your own body. For example, many doctors recommended us to walk 10,000 steps in a day. I don't follow that suggestion. I don't follow it. Not saying that suggestion is wrong. No. When I'm tired, I do less than 10,000 steps in a day, tired. When I'm healthy and strong, I do it more than 10,000 steps in a day. That is exactly what I mean by the one who knows your body best is your own body. The same thing happened to exercise, nutrition, the quality of the sleep. Our own body is like fingerprint. It is very unique. It cannot be compared. But the best advice that I'm going to share to you this evening, learn to be sensitive to the inner wisdom of your body. Look deeper into the quality of your sleep. Monitor closely your faces when you poo. Look at the color of your urine. Look deeper into the quality of your mind and your emotion. That is what I mean by healing from inside. I am going to share to you this evening, 6 p.m. Bali time. See you this evening. Thank you, beautiful friend, beautiful heart, beautiful soul, light seeker, peace lover, the students on the path of meditation. Thank you. See you this evening. Sabisata Bhavantu Sukitata. May all beings are happy. Sarvesam Santir Bhavatu. May all soul blossoms into peace. Thank you, and thank you. Dah, tepuk tangan dulu.